this is gonna hit a home run. The Tree of Life. This is brand new. You've never seen it before. It's the only airing of the day. We only have about 250 of these to go around. You're looking at beautiful precious sky blue topaz, amethyst, there's citrine in there. A beautiful tree that resembles and symbolizes so much. You even get the 18-inch necklace. Victoria, I've never seen anybody do a necklace pendant like this on HSN.
I love that. I mean, it's the Tree of Life, and it also has almost like little fruit on the Tree of Life. So you see this beautiful, like, you know, I guess the fruit, the blooming. If you are somebody who likes things that are organic, or, you know, you like things that have a lot of color in them, maybe you wear them for, if you're somebody who's religious but you don't want to wear like a cross, for instance, this would be a great way to celebrate just within yourself what it is, but also tree. Even, you know, this is not like a Christianity or anything else. It's really Tree of Life. It's like whenever I've traveled, there is an olive branch. Now, I saw two different olive branches, one in France and one in Spain, and they both claimed that this was the beginning of life, in a way, you know? So I'm assuming they've started at both places, but it's really, you know, the olive branch, it's an amazing meaning as well, and it actually it sort of empowered the economy of Spain that I know. But the one in France that I saw, it's like thousands of years old, the tree is, and it just, you know, and then I saw when I was in Portugal, Monchique, Portugal, they had a tree that was like a bark tree. I didn't know that all the barks, the corks, they come from that tree. I didn't know that. I didn't know that either. Wow. So what they do is they cut it, and then if they replant it, it grows somewhere else. And all the tree corks are coming, supposedly this is like a mother of all mother bark trees. Wow. I swear to you, when you travel, you don't know what you find.
There's a whole big wide world out there.
But I have a picture of me, and it's huge. It goes like, I don't even know how big it is. You can't actually fit the whole thing in a tree. But again, the tree, what I've digressed here a little bit. It's a very elegant, beautiful. Also, on this piece, we didn't highly polish everything. We've actually added some texture to it. So you have a little bit of sandblasting. So you have matte, high polish, matte, high polish. So because in a tree, you have, you know, these definitions that define every tree.
But you think of a tree, and it's funny how many things come to mind. You know, the strength of a tree, the maturity of a tree. Right. Something that's there, that's witnessed so many events. I mean, this is really a journey, a story of your life. Right. The fruits of the tree could be your children, your grandchildren. I love the meaning, but I think the way you accented it with that selection of gemstones is gorgeous.
It is beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's the right size for it. And we believe we have depicted the Tree of Life in a very bright, beautiful way. You know, it's also, we also source the gemstones from all over the world, so that tree, you know, everywhere you go, there are trees. Right. I mean, I know, like in England, I was absolutely floored at how many trees they had, like at Hyde Park, and you know, Whitehall, lots of trees. They have lots of trees. You know, my own home, I've got, you know, palm trees, cypress trees. I love trees. I love trees. Yeah, because they give us shade. You know, trees actually give us life. A lot of greenery actually give us life. So again, Tree of Life has more than one meaning. I love the fact that you get, you know, the citrine, the amethyst, the chromium diopside, all that, and also all the different shapes too. So fruits all don't come in the same colors and same shapes. It's like it's nature. It's a miracle of Mother Nature in every respect. We are about 100 left before it's completely sold out. Thank you for all of your calls. We're going to take about